Yo guys, it's CFB. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are wearing the away kit because we wore the away kit today in Chelsea's 1-0 win over Bournemouth. The battle of vitality because there's 14 yellow cards because of the ballsack referee, the bloody redneck turkey ballsack referee Anthony Taylor. We're gonna get onto that in a bit, but 1-0. A win on the board, that's all that matters. 3 points on the board, that's literally all that matters, because as we get into the video, you're going to see it's not all sunberry and roses, you know what I'm saying? So before we do get into the video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, so notified every time I load a video. Also, first link in the description to my streaming channel and my second channel. Go and check them out. Be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. By the way, such a sexy shirt. I gotta admit, this is one of my favourites. I absolutely adore this shirt. It's beautiful. Anyway, we move on to the match review. Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1. And as I say, it wasn't great. It was not amazing on the eye. In fact, actually, it was stressful. So stressful. It was one of those games that before we went into the game, like if you watched my match preview yesterday, I said in my match preview, I reckon it was going to be a tough game. I knew it was going to be a tough game. Bournemouth are no mugs. They're a very, very good side. I've got something in my eye. They're a very, very good side. Quite underrated in that sense, and I always think of Bournemouth as some sort of weirdly a bogey ground, and I think today's shown that. Because yes, we had the quality, and I think that's what pushed us over the line today. But my God, if it wasn't for quality, and especially the substitutions towards the end, I don't think we'd come away with the victory in that game. And due to a certain somebody who stopped us in the goalkeeper department, which we're going to get onto in a minute. I've got to give props. So let's move on to the lineup we started off with. So we went with Robert Sanchez in goal, the sassy right back. Oh, Jesus. Mark Cucurella left back, Colwill centre back, Wesley Fowler centre back. It was Cucurella inverted into midfield, the sassy inverted into right centre back. We had Viega and Caicedo as the two midfielders. And then we had Palmer as the 10, Madueke off the right, Jackson up front, Neto off the left. And look, on paper, bar Disasi as a right back, that's not a bad lineup. None of us are complaining about that lineup. Maybe apart from Viega in midfield. I was very worried about Viega in midfield. I really thought we might get screwed over there. I was thinking I think we're gonna see shades of Bakayoko versus Watford. That's how bad I thought it was gonna be. Again, as we move on, I will get onto the players in a bit. But the first half started, and there's not really anything positive to say about us in the first half. We created a few chances. You know, Jackson maybe should have scored one of them where he hit it straight down the keeper's throat at an opportunity where he should have struck it in the bottom, in the left or right-hand corner. Either one. I think it was a good position for him to score out. He didn't score. But overall, I didn't think in the first half we was good at all. It was shocking. It was a bore fest. It reminded me an awful lot of when we lost 2-1 or 1-0, 1-2 to Southampton in 2022, where Lavia scored against us. That first half reminded me so much of that first half. It was dead boring. On our behalf, we did nothing. Bournemouth were popping it around us. They looked like they were the team that spent $1 billion, and we were the team that spent, what, 20 million maybe? That's how big the golfing quality was. Bournemouth were popping shots. They had a shot in the first half from their right back, Tavernier, whatever his name was, from long distance that hit the bar that nearly went in. They had a penalty given, which, in all fairness, look, it may be a bit harsh because I think Sanchez didn't foul the Bournemouth striker. I don't know what his name is. I don't think he meant to foul him. I think he just ran at him. You know what I mean? The Bournemouth striker ran at him. Sanchez couldn't get out of the way in time. It's a foul. I'm not complaining. It's a foul. It is a penalty, but at the same time, what's Sanchez meant to do? Penalty gets given. Sanchez saves it. Sanchez made a lot of vital saves in that first half. That kept us in it. It could have easily been 2-0 to Bournemouth. If we talk about big chances, just big chances, could have easily been 2-0 to Bournemouth in that first half. We had no clear-cut big chances. We had nobody that was really creating. The team seemed really, really unbalanced. And I think that primarily came down to the midfield, in my opinion. I think the midfield was what made us unbalanced. We've never seen Viega play in midfield, let alone play with Caicedo in the midfield. You know what I'm trying to say? I knew one of Caicedo or Enzo wasn't going to be available for this game, but I didn't expect Viega to be in the midfield. It says a lot when Shrewsbury Hall's not getting any minutes in this type of game, doesn't it? It says an awful lot. But first half was dreadful. Like I said, dreadful. Bloody Anthony Taylor dishing out yellow cards. I think he dished out like 5 yellow cards in the first half. It was berserk. It was berserk. Over for stupid things. And he was more unfair to us, in my opinion. He was more unfair to us. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Chelsea fan. He was more unfair to us. But he was also at times unfair to Bournemouth. I will say that. There was times he was unfair to Bournemouth. Slight flick on the shoulder and bang, it's a yellow card. It was disgraceful. Oh my God. How he's allowed to bloody referee Chelsea games, I have no idea. I'm going to guarantee this. He's going to manage Chelsea versus Liverpool. That's up and coming in the next 5-6 fixtures, I reckon. He's going to manage that game, I reckon. Next big game against the top 6 side, he's going to referee, I reckon. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Even when, I bet you the FA won't even question him dishing out 15 or 14 yellow cards. It's a record, by the way. It's a record. This game wasn't even violent, by the way. This game wasn't violent. I hear the commentators talking over on the commentary saying, battle of the vitality. It wasn't a violent game. It was just soft flicks on the shoulders and a couple of challenges that were fair. A couple of shoulder barges. Shoulder barges. You taught that in school. Yeah, you get dished out yellow cards straight away, according to Anthony Taylor. Wetter. That's all I've got to say to him. He looks like a ball sack. That's what he looks like. He looks like a ball sack. Yeah? Oh, I don't like him. I really don't like him. But yeah, moving on. Second half. Second half, a lot better than the first half. It was hard to get as bad as the first half. It was poor in the first half. But second half, we was a bit better until we made the substitutions. Like I said, we didn't really get a clear-cut chance until we made the substitutions. The substitutions that impacted the game was Sancho on, which Sancho came on at the start of the second half. It was Sancho that came on. And I'm just going to name the 2 main ones. The 2 main ones that came on. It was Sancho that impacted it coming on straight away in the second half. And it was Nkunku coming on for Jackson. I don't think Jackson had a poor game because I don't think he got loads of... service. I didn't think he got loads of service to the point where it was a concrete service for a concrete chance. No, apart from that one chance, which wasn't concrete, but apart from that, he didn't get a main chance compared to Nkunku. And obviously Nkunku comes on. It's a ball from Sancho. Works it brilliantly down that left-hand side, by the way. Plays it brilliantly, threaded through right to Nkunku, who has, I think, 2 Bournemouth players in front of him. He's here, there's a Bournemouth player here, there's a Bournemouth player here, and there's a Bournemouth player behind him. And he manages to use his strength like that, with the ball control at his foot, to turn, squeeze past the 2 Bournemouth players, using his strength, and slots it brilliantly in the bottom right-hand corner. Brilliant goal, 1-0. And I'm thinking, let's just control the game now. Don't do anything too risky. Don't push everybody up the pitch. Don't even sit back, just control the game. Keep it calm. Please don't panic. Because, like I said, Bournemouth were, I think overall, if you talk about overall, I think Bournemouth were the better side today. I think Bournemouth will feel pretty robbed coming out of today without the 3 points, let alone a point. I think they kind of deserve the point, if I'm being really, really honest. I can't say 3 points because I'm wearing blue tinted glasses right now. I don't want to say 3 points. But, you've got to be honest and say Bournemouth were the better team today. They were. We scored the goal though. We got the goal. Like I said, that's what quality does. Quality is meant to push you in that direction. The quality of Nkunku, Sancho, those type of players, a Caicedo, a Palmer. These type of players are the players that are meant to push you in games that even you're not meant to win, but you should win in. There's games that Arsenal and City have that, yes, you see them at the moment, have great games. Even Liverpool, they have great games. Majority of the time, they have great games. But you have the odd poor game. And their quality players step up in those poor games. Well, most of the poor games, obviously, sometimes they don't. And they get them the point or they get them the 3 points. It can happen. Eden Hazard did it God knows how many times with us. He did. So that's what is so good. It just happens at times. Sometimes it happens. But all that matters is we got the bloody 3 points. Oh my God. It was hard to get through. It was only, like I said, it was only until the 75th minute. The 70th minute, 75th minute that we actually started popping chances off. Because we had a 10-minute spell from the 75th minute to about the 90th minute, so 15-minute spell. Because then Nkunku scored around the 80th odd minute. We had a spell for 15 minutes from 75th to 90th where we were getting chances. We were creating chances. Not concrete ones, but chances. There was chances there. So I'll give the props in that half, especially to the manager in that way. Despite the way he set us up today and everything, I didn't think he set us up perfectly today. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was perfect. But the substitutions are what impacted the game, and that's down to the manager. Because he might have brought on Mudryk, which he didn't in the end. And Mudryk might have stunk up the place, so he might have got that wrong. So he didn't. He brought on the players that he did bring on. And, you know, they made the impact. They made the impact at the end of the day. So, yeah, anyway, let's move on to player ratings. So, player ratings, I'm going to go with Sanchez, like I said, made vital stops. Even in the second half, vital stops. Saved the penalty as well. Dare I say, I think this is Sanchez's best game in a Chelsea shirt. And it wasn't even like bang average. He actually had a really good performance today. Saved us. If it wasn't for that first half, we would have been 2-0 down. And I think we would have lost the game 3-1 overall. If it wasn't for Sanchez. God knows, even if Bournemouth scored those goals, those chances, those clear-cut chances, maybe we might not have even got the goal from Nkunku. Because the team moral would have been down. So Sanchez, I will say, was a... I can't believe I'm saying this. I say a 7.5. No, I'm not even joking. I think 8. I think 8. I think he was actually really, really good. So I think Sanchez needs the credit here. I'm not a big Sanchez fan. Give him the credit where he deserves it. Was brilliant today. Left back Cucurella, solid. Didn't make any vital mistakes. Always into challenges. Always doing his work. You know, very solid overall. I think was a 6.5. 6.5. Colwill 5, and I think the same for Wes 5. If we ended up drawing the game, I would have said a 4.5 because I don't think they were great today. The pair of them. They were getting caught out too much. Their ball playing ability, also, in my opinion, I didn't think was particularly great. But hey, people have bad games every so often. Look, they're still building chemistry together, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of leeway. But I'm gonna give them a 5. I didn't think they were particularly great. The Sassy was atrocious. I don't want to say it because it seems like I'm very agenda based on Disassi if you've seen my channel. I'm not. I just call it for how it is. I don't think Disassi's Chelsea quality. I don't. Maybe like a Newcastle or something like that. I think he'd be good for a team like that. At Chelsea, I just don't think it. I don't think it's work. I don't think it'll work. I like the passion he has with the fans, with us. I like the passion he has for the club. I just don't see him that great. Gave away the ball God knows how many times today as well. I'd give him a 4. Yeah, I didn't think he was great. Viega poor in the first half. Second half was brilliant. Under pressure in the first half was panicking. Like a cat trying to bury a shit on a marble floor. You know what I'm trying to say? But in the second half, calm, cool, composed. Like Einstein writing up a math equation on an ironing board. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, on a school board or whatever you call it. Not an ironing board. It's not an ironing board. Was calm, cool, composed. There was a time where he dribbled past 2 players and got a shot off. Overall, decent 5.5 because of the first half performance mainly. If he had that whole performance, the whole game, I would have said a 6 or a 6.5. But I'm gonna go 5.5 because Caicedo got better as he went through the game. I feel like I'm about to sneeze as he went through the game, but overall wasn't great. Again, mainly because of the win. I'm gonna give him a 5.5. Neto didn't have a great game today. I think Neto's best work is off the right wing, but what's more damning is the fact that Madueke has been on so much form recently, which we're going to get onto in a minute. Did he have form or not today? We're going to get onto it in a minute, but I think Neto wasn't great today. I feel like when he's at his best, it's off the right, where he can cut in on his best foot on the left. We've seen that at Portugal as well. It's the right-hand side. But either way, I say it was 5. Wasn't great today, I've got to be honest. Wasn't awful, but wasn't bad. Wasn't great. Palmer as well, I thought was a little bit quiet. I didn't really... He was playing as a 10, but he wasn't really operating down the middle. He was operating more off the right for some odd reason. Like a second right-hand player. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't great today from Palmer. I'll say he was a... I don't want to say it because it's Cole Palmer. I'm going to give him a 5. I was going to say 4.5, but I can't. I'm going to give him a 5. Madueke didn't have a great game either today. Caught out quite a lot. Every time he got on the ball, there was always 2 or 3 players on him. Was very, very stuck out on the right-hand side today. Wasn't a great game, but a player's going to have a bad game every so often, especially how he's so young. So I'll give them the leeway, but wasn't great today. I'm going to give him a 5 as well. And then Jackson, again, didn't have a great game today. Didn't have much. We didn't create much chances for Jackson in that sense. We didn't. But at the same time, Jackson didn't really make himself available. Every time he got on the ball as well, I didn't like how weak he was on the ball. He was very weak on the ball. So with Jackson, I'll give him a 5. Again, this has all been me being very generous. And I don't know why I'm being so generous, because overall it was a poor game from us. Very, very poor game. But I'm being generous because I'm willing to give it the leeway a little bit. I'm being a bit too generous, admittedly, but I'm not going back for the ratings. Anyway, Sancho came on, was very impressive. Very impressive. His ball carrying, elite. If he plays like that, that's the Dortmund Sancho. That's the Dortmund Sancho I saw today. Brilliant on the ball, taking on his man. I don't think he lost the ball when he was taking on the player today. I think he had 100% success take-ons today. Was perfect. Wow, perfect. Was not the United Sancho. If he can keep that up, I get it, he's going to have odd games where he's not great. But if he can keep that up the majority of the time, more than happy. More than happy. I'll give him a 7. I thought it was brilliant. Impacted the game, definitely. Tosin came on as well towards the end. Tosin came on, wasn't bad actually. I thought he did okay. Came on instead of Disasi, but played as a central defender. Wes went over to the right back, inverting as a right centre back. I didn't think Tosin was that bad. He made 1 misplaced pass, but apart from that, made a couple decent interceptions, was okay. I'll give him a 5.5. Felix was on. Felix was decent. You know, hard working, got on the ball, looked to create some stuff. Didn't create any big chances, but looked to create something. It didn't really work off. I wouldn't say it was bad today, but it wasn't good either. So I'll give him a 5. 5.5, I feel like. And then Nkunku came on, scored the winner. Was too late when he came on. I think he came on around the 88th minute, so I can't particularly rate him highly. But when he did come on, he was getting on the ball a couple times, and he didn't misplace a pass. He made the right passes, and he scored the goal. So overall, I'll give him a 6.5 because he got the goal. You know, he didn't have much touches, but he did what he was meant to do. Come on and score. Overall, who else came on? I don't think anybody else came on. But Mudryk, it's not looking good for him. That's all I'm going to say. And overall, was not a good game. It was a bore fest. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. We can't play like that, especially against the big boys. We will get demolished. Against the big boys, that's 4-0 in the first half. We can't play again like that. But I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. Awful refereeing. Awful refereeing on both sides. It's more likely to us, but oh my, stinky. Absolutely stinky. Maresca switched the game up with the half-time subs, like I said. And yeah, we move on. It's 3 points. It's 3 points. We're now on 7 points in the league. Don't know where we move up to, but all that matters at this stage is we get the point. We get the 3 points. We're still early on in the Maresca stage. I'm not expecting everything to be amazing. And one thing I will say is this. We had games like this under Pochettino, yes. But games like this, we never saw a system. We got winners and scrappy leads and scrappy games where we won the game 1-0 or, you know, just by a margin. But there'll be no system. There'll be nothing convincing to watch. Whereas today, even though it didn't work out, the system didn't work out today, and it did get caught out sometimes, which happens even to the big teams like City, Liverpool. It happens sometimes. But there was something there. There was something to there. It's an early stages of development, isn't it? It's early stages in development at the moment. You know what I mean? We're around the demo period. We're not full game release, it's demo. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm willing to give the leeway. But it's got to get better because that was poor. That was poor today. I don't want to see that next week. No way. So we win the winnable game. We've got winnable games ahead of us as well. We've got to pick up 3 points in these games. So let's take it. Let's stroll on with it. And hopefully this is more of a confidence booster. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you all think about the game too. I'll be very intrigued to know. I'm all ears. I'm always listening. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so if I ever time I upload a video. And yeah, take care. Have a good rest of your day or night. And peace.